Hello and welcome to GPTV on Tuesday the 16th of April. My name is Philip Kingston.
And I'm Gary Peer.
Come on.
What?
Come on.
Come on, what?
Just say it, do it, say it, have your laugh.
What?
Yeah. Come on.
Look.
Right. Before you do, address the elephant in the room. Sleeves.
Elephant. Would that be Elephant Man?
What is it? The
Or
sleeves.
The elephant man in the room or the elephant in the room? Look, you're getting work done. You've got to be safe, and I think that's a good idea. And you know what? You should see the other guy, right? You should see the other guy. Anyway, your son has never been kind to either of us, and as you know, I was away because I need to get refreshed. Because a good refreshed Gary is the best partner that you could ever have. So
yes.
I'm prepared to do that for you.
Thank you so much for taking 2 weeks off in really.
No, it wasn't 2 weeks.
In some of the busiest time. Hang on a second.
Yeah.
It was 2 weeks.
No, it wasn't 2 weeks actually.
It was 2 weeks.
No, it wasn't. I had to go to a wedding in Sydney, and then I came back, and then I took my holiday.
Oh, okay. So the wedding in Sydney was not time off.
No, it's not time off. That's
so
that
was work, was it?
It was a pleasure. It was a great pleasure, but that's a commitment, and in fact for somebody involved in our business.
If we included the flying to Sydney and having the weekend there to
I
go to the
weekend.
wedding and then going to Bali,
no, I only spent
that entire period was 2 weeks.
I'm prepared to make sure that I take the right amount of time to be the vibrant partner that has held up our business for all these years. Don't have to thank me. I'm prepared to do it. Anyway, look, I wasn't going to say anything, but now you brought it to our attention. There have been a few children that have been running into their parents' arms on auctions on the weekend, a little bit fearful, but you'll look good in a couple of days.
It's actually not true, because on the weekend, because it was looking a lot worse than this, right?
Yeah.
Shout out to everybody. Make sure you have your skin checked on a regular basis. Yes. This is to do with sun damage. It's not to do with the fact that I've, having a little bit of personal work done around my eyes and nose and lifting things up there. None of that this time, but you do need to get yourself checked out on a regular basis. But no, I had a little bit of tape over my nose, so you didn't see the full impact of Krusty the Clown. Irene says to me, I come downstairs, and in fairness to her, she did scream when she saw me walk through the door.
Exactly right. Trip the alarm.
But this had formed a bit of a crust. Sorry to share this with you viewers. And she talked about me being Krusty the Clown, like I was this old
and that's his wife.
Repulsive thing.
Imagine, and that's your wife that's saying that. So imagine if the ones close to you are saying that, what the people who maybe aren't that close to you are saying. Anyway, look, I want to ask you a question. First, I want to congratulate the vendor, and I want to congratulate you and the team who've sold this incredible home in Cranham Street. But
you say Cranham.
Yeah, Cranham Street.
Cranham.
You say Cranham, I'll say Cranham.
Cranham.
Yeah, Cranham
Street. Sorry, 9 to 11 Cranham Street.
Well, now,
spelt Cran.
Now, what I want to know is,
with a C.
I want to know what's going on here, because all of a sudden now we've become like an SBS real estate agent, right? Because there's a video. Well, just watch this for a second.
Cet endroit nous rappelle beaucoup de souvenirs. Bonjour, bienvenue à la Villa des Roses.
We built this house 22 years ago. We wanted to capture some of the features of a house in the south of France.
So viewers, we're only just showing you a little snippet of that, but please watch the entire video, because it actually got more hits than just about any video we've done. And the owner, the delightful owner, he says his entire family, wait for this, his entire family, and he comes from a very large family, in France, were somewhat gobsmacked, if a French person can be gobsmacked, but somewhat gobsmacked that this could be done in Australia.
Is that well? I want some viewer feedback on it. Is this creative, clever, and classy, or is this something that rhymes with banky, for example? Because I started looking at it and I started adjusting my screen, and seeing what was wrong. Because I thought, now I don't quite understand that, but as it turned out, it was sold to someone also with a foreign background, although an Asian background. So this is the multiculturalism that I love about Australia. This is the Australia I love, where everybody's. But from a boy from Cootamundra, who could be saying, crikey, check this out, right? You've all of a sudden now evolved into a agent that is promoting in French the Chateau of Caulfield for a record price. By the way, record price for Caulfield.
Yes.
Congratulations to the buyer and seller alike.
So you'll love this. So our marketing department,
Yes.
They organise the video. Our marketing department does the video.
Yep.
Right? But normally viewers, you'll see me do 4 pieces to camera.
Yes.
Right? An introduction, a couple
Yes.
of the features, then a close.
And he likes to say
then a
the
close
kitchen is the
epicenter
epicenter of the
all
home.
family
Yeah,
living.
that's right. Yeah, go on.
So I've done that. I've
Yep.
filmed it. I've gone to a whole lot of trouble. I'm there.
Yeah.
And then our marketing department puts up this entire
Yeah.
video in French with subtitles,
Yep.
and they've edited me out
Yep.
except for the last shot.
Is that, and because I was with you and you're watching and you're like, what happened to me? And how come this is going on in French here?
So-
What's happening? So it's like, it reminds me of when SBS started, you know, and everybody was saying, what the hell's going on? And no one could understand anything. But then when all the French adult movies come on, that's when people started enjoying SBS. Was it just me?
So I think our marketing department's
yeah.
gone rogue.
Yes,
They've
they've gone rogue.
They've just
Yeah,
gone rogue.
that's it now. They're going to start
Do you
doing all
remember
sorts
the
of...
newsreader from SBS, the famous newsreader
Yes.
that developed cult status?
Yes, which one? The Asian lady or...
The woman, I always thought she
Yes.
looked like a possum.
Do you think so?
Right? Looked like a possum, but she was, I've forgotten her name. Viewers sent us some information
Yes.
in because I wondered what happened to her.
She was wonderful.
Because
Yeah.
if she's retired,
Yeah.
and she had cult status across Australia.
did, I remember her,
we'd love to bring her in
Yes.
to introduce some of our videos.
Okay, well, let's see if she's available. I'm sure she's had probably a billion things better to do than that, but if she's around and available, I'll take her gladly. Anyway, that was an interesting
And
sale.
I meant that she looked like a possum in a nice way.
Yeah, in a nice way.
Not in
Well, you like possums.
Well,
yeah. I'll leave it at that.
Don't get me started.
I'm going to leave it at that. Phil, let's talk about the weekend that was. Before we get into individual results, I think it could be time for a bit of... Firstly, it's good to be back. The band's back together.
Yep.
Secondly, a little bit of boast music there because REA and Domain quoted 62% and 63% as of Saturday night, Philip. So
Yes.
because you questioned me before, said, no, it wasn't that, but I know my facts, mate. You can't mess with me when it comes to that stuff because I've got nothing else to do on a Saturday night but look up. Anyway, 62%, 63%, Gary Pruitt Associates, put up the towers, 82%, bit of boast music, bit of confetti, and let's celebrate a great weekend.
Wonderful. Well done to the team. Well
Yep.
done, of course, to our processes and the way that we go about things.
Yeah.
But, it's really great because week in, week out, we're always beating the industry average. Not 100% of the time,
No.
but 90% of the time we smash the industry clean. So we're clearly doing something well, which is always
last week
fabulous.
I did watch the show from when I was away, Philip, because I'm very committed, right? Even when I'm away, and I did watch the show, and it was like, yay, we got 75%, and the industry was 74%. Like, is that what we're doing now? Is that what we're selling? So I've got to come back to see this big disparity of market versus us. Obviously, I need to come back to town, which I've done
well,
now.
it's good to see you doing something. Gary, I've got a bit of a beef.
For Phil's beef.
Phil's
Let's
beef.
put up the Phil's beef. I like a bit of beef. Put up the logo, the Phil beef logo.
Gary, I went to 2 beautiful restaurants during the week.
Oh, yes,
right?
yes.
And they were actually, I went to 3 restaurants last week, and
You're out there.
all very different.
Yes.
But the one thing that they all had in common,
Yes.
and I want some viewer feedback on this because maybe it's me.
No, I think it is you.
Should one have an expectation when sitting in a restaurant or a cafe? Should one have an expectation that the waiting staff, whatever you want to call yourself, hospitality workers, waiters, waitresses, although there's probably a neutral term now, whatever you happen to call yourself, is it a reasonable expectation that the consumer should have when sitting there that you shouldn't have to get their attention to come and take your order? Or, when we were both waiters, admittedly, it was at the pancake parlour.
Until you smoked it out and
True
got
story.
sacked. Yeah.
But we were taught way back then that you always keep your eyes on the designated area that you're looking at because you're meant to interpret before the client looks at you. You're meant to interpret whether they're ready to order, whether they want more food, whether the dishes should be taken away. It's not the consumer's job to say, hey, could you come over here, please, because I'm now ready to order? Or could you come over here, please, because I'd like some more wine or some more mineral water? Is it fair and reasonable that we still have this expectation of waiters?
I think there's 2 things here. I think firstly, they probably hate you. Secondly, I think some of those places you go to,
I went to a restaurant, Gary, where I'd never been before, so they hate
They
me.
keep a list of people's names, and they've got faces out in the kitchen.
Facial
right?
recognition.
Facial recognition. As soon as you walk in, they go, Kingston. Just when you walk past him, keep your head down. Make sure you keep your head down because you don't know what he's going to get. But look, as Muhammad Ali once said, I think, be nice to waiters, because he said, I could have been a waiter. We were waiters, and we are always respectful to people in any service industry, but we also want some service.
I didn't say I was disrespectful.
No,
I didn't
you're
say
not.
I was rude.
No, I know you're
I
not.
just have a fundamental expectation that when I go out for dinner, the waiter will anticipate. I mean, it's not brain surgery, right? They will anticipate that I've sat down and I might be there for a reason. Might be there for a reason.
Well,
like,
you know, there's a few.
bring me the menu.
Well, you know, the
Take my order.
great
Yes, I'd like dessert.
great-
It's not brain surgery.
The great restaurant scam I like is the water, where they keep pouring water, and you're just about to leave, and they open a new bottle, and they give you a drop, and then there's $12 for the bottle. Do you like that one?
I
know
don't
about that.
mind that because they've got to make a living, right?
Yeah.
But I do mind the fact that I'm waiting. I'm waiting for the waiter.
Well,
isn't probably the definition of a waiter is they're waiting to help you.
Exactly right. Well, it's now the waiting patron.
Yeah,
is the patron's the waiter, not the waiter.
We've dumbed it down so far in this country that it'll almost be like it's BYO everything, right?
Yeah.
You come in, you take your own order, you pour your own wine. You make the next thing it will be you'll make your own dinner.
You know, I always find that those in hospitality, for me, they always look me straight in the eye. They're always next to me, because when I go to the drive-through, Phil, they know what I want, right? They know what I want, and they're looking at me straight in the eye, and they deliver it to me. But look, my great experience was in Hamilton Island, because you pay a fortune in Hamilton Island, of course. It's an expensive place.
Yeah, well, it's an island.
It's a captive.
Where else are you going to go?
So I got so frustrated when I went there for a conference that I came out for breakfast one time, and I said, could I sit there? No, those tables are for dinner. I said, I didn't know the tables would know the difference between dinner and breakfast. So this is the sort of logic. And then I said, look, I just want some eggs. I've got to go to the conference. They didn't. So I actually went to the kitchen. I walked in. I said, can someone give me eggs? And then they started chasing after me. I go, no, you weren't there when I needed you. I'm not interested in having you now. So anyway, I gave Hamilton Island a bit of a serve. Hopefully they've got a lot better, because it's a beautiful place. Can we just move on to some real estate? Because we've got a bit off track. But look, I had a very popular property that I auctioned in Jasper Road, Phil.
Yep. I hear that went really well. Yeah,
cracker property.
Came back
one of the greatest clients of our business. No, not at all, Phil, not at all. To the au contraire, I did, I think, more auctions than you did this weekend, which is quite unusual.
Doubtful,
no, that's not doubtful, Phil. I actually did 5 on Sunday. You know, how about that? 5, that's a lot. I see you here for 2. I'm not quite sure what you did the rest of the time.
That I did were probably, if you added the values together, were probably more than what you did.
Yeah, no, they weren't. But good try. Maybe they were. Anyway, Jasper Road, 50 Jasper Road, Phil, was undisclosed, but was really popular. And well done to. We had the board with Leo, Leon, and Leor. You like that?
Great. The 3 Ls.
Unfortunately, Lamore couldn't get a look in there, and there's another Leor as well. But the 3 Ls were all there, just with 1 letter difference at the end of the name, Phil. Anyway, well done to the team there, and well done to the vendor, who are delightful people.
Do you know,
great supporters.
I think it's pointless talking about properties that are undisclosed. I mean,
okay, well, the range was 1.3 to 1.43. The story is that there were 4 bidders, Phil,
and sold for well in excess of the top end of the range.
It did, Phil,
okay.
it did.
Right.
208 Williams Road, 1-bedroom apartment. Well done to Daniel and Romy, Daniel Peer and Romy. Skolnick, who sold that property, Phil, that sold for $445,000 for a 1-bedroom apartment.
Yep,
so
great.
So that's what
Garden in Williams
Courtyard
Road.
Garden, beautiful apartment, delightful vendors again, Phil. Inkerman Road had an auction there, very interesting. You would have loved this apartment. It was like a penthouse style apartment. 10:30 a.m. 1 of 3, and the story is great. And I love the story of buildings and the story of vendors. You know, this one was 3 brothers that all got together after the war.
Yes.
They all wanted to stay together. They built 3 apartments, and this was the top floor apartment.
What a lovely story.
It was a good one.
So was it clearly the brother that got the penthouse?
Yes.
Was clearly the dominant one of the 3.
Well, he was the strongest one. He worked out in the gym, kept himself fit, and just pushed the others around.
Good.
I don't think so. Anyway, that sold for well in excess of the range.
Did you sell it, your vendor, was that one of the original brothers' family?
No, but it's only been 2 owners only on that.
Okay.
But congratulations to the vendor. Again, competitive. Looking in around that 1,050,000, Phil, and sold, well, that was the top of the range, imagine it sold for more than that as well. Let's talk about your auction at 315 Glena Road, which is also sadly undisclosed.
I will make the point though,
Yeah.
Gary, that we sold this back in 2018, so
Yes.
only 5 years on.
Yeah, okay.
And it's
interesting.
interesting to note, viewers, that the sale price is well in excess of its 2018 sale. And the current owners, to the best of my knowledge, had done nothing to it other than lived in it very happily, of course. But really interesting to see 2018, we've smashed that price. It's built strongly on that price.
And for a vendor that says, I don't want or need a board, think again, because that buyer actually found it off the board, Philip, which is also interesting. By the way, I just wanted to mention, we've been on the radio this week. I don't know if you know, did you hear this? But Marty Sheargold, on the Marty Sheargold, is this new to you or not? So on the Marty Sheargold show, there was something about Bunnings, saying that, people will meet at Bunnings now, and then they were throwing out, how many men would be in Bunnings at any given time, and they were talking about 500, 750, 1,000 people. Then someone said it sounded like an auction. Welcome to the neighbourhood, and you'll spend that tonight, for a bid, celebrating down on Carlisle Street. And then, of course, the co-host of the show said, that's a Gary Peer line.
Yeah.
And then someone said, yes, shout out to Gary Peer. God, he's sold some houses, yeah. And then they asked, is he still around, right? Which was bloody outrageous. Is he still around? Well, mate, I am still around. But then, and then they said, stunning man in his lovely suits. Working around that security area. And I thought, well, that's very nice that they've noticed my suits. And then, of course, it didn't take long before he said, hang on a minute, you're not thinking of Philip Kingston, are you? Here's that well-dressed fellow in the suits. And then someone cut in and go, is this like a private conversation? Because it's obviously a national show. But
anyway, good to
thanks,
see we're
Marty
getting
Sheargold.
a bit of a shout out on national
Marty
radio.
Sheargold, and we'll send you the bill
excellent.
for that, or they're going to send us a bill for advertising. Yes, I'm not sure what it is. Anyway, Phil, the other story in the news now, which is an interesting one, sort of has a real estate relationship, is the squatters in New York that are outraged that the owners are going to want their property back. Have you heard about that?
Well, this is not New York, Gary. This is in London.
Oh, is it London?
And you're probably talking about the chef. What's his name? Come on, the chef that abuses everybody.
Gordon Ramsay.
Gordon Ramsay.
I didn't know about
so
him.
Gordon Ramsay has a lease of a hotel. I think it's in London.
Yep.
And he was in the process of refitting this.
Yes.
Squatters have moved in.
Yep.
And not only have squatters moved in and refusing to leave,
Yep.
but they put a sign up on the door saying trespassers will be prosecuted.
Trespassers. I didn't know that. It's great.
Fantastic. They've got a whole story, and I'll
Yeah.
try and find it in the newspaper, but there's a whole story where they've outlined the various acts,
Yep.
and that you will be prosecuted if you trespass, them trespassing somebody else's property.
How
the
dare you?
world's gone mad.
Well, there was a woman now. This is in New York, in Queens.
Yeah.
There's a woman taken away, like absolute handcuffed,
Yeah.
and taken away because she committed the outrageous crime of wanting her home back. So, the squatters now, I tell you what, if you're a squatter now, do you reckon there's like a squatters website where you can go and pick which home you want? Because the squatters, it's unfortunate to be a squatter.
The world's gone
not
mad.
being
The world's
insensitive,
gone mad.
but when you are a squatter and then you're outraged when people actually want their home back or want to take over, that the world has gone a bit mad. It's like the lunatics are running the asylum, as they say. Anyway, so be it.
Let's talk about the weekend that's coming up.
Let's talk
What
about
have you
the
got,
weekend that's
Gary?
coming up. Let's go through our listings, Phil. We've got a busy one. Phil, we've got a busy weekend coming up. Before we talk about the auctions coming up this weekend, I want to just feature some property that we're selling, Phil. We are selling 2 apartments at number 62 Hotham Street. Now, you would remember that address,
Gary,
and you'd know these apartments.
What a building. What a building. And what an incredible location. What an incredible renovation they've done. Not only have they done the most beautiful renovation to the apartments, and look, come down and have a look at them, even if you're just not buying, but you just want to have a look. The courtyard garden at the front, that kind of central green, is just beautiful.
Yes, it is
I can
lovely.
see all of the owners of that property, having a party there or getting to know each other. But it's the rooftops, Gary. The rooftop courtyard gardens are
Well,
extraordinary.
when you're on that rooftop, it reminded me of the final film clip of the Beatles. I don't know if you remember, but they, sang "Don't Bring Me Down," I think, and they were on like a rooftop in London, and I think that was their last time they ever performed. But that rooftop.
So if the Beatles are looking to get back together, here's your opportunity.
They can
Obviously,
perform there.
a few of them are dead.
Yeah, it's going to be
now.
hard for them. Yeah.
But Paul McCartney can
He
play
can,
his
yeah.
guitar
Him and Ringo.
on his
Ringo
own.
can drum away.
Are those just the two that are left?
they're
George,
the two left.
George Harrison
Yes,
is no
all
longer
the
with
best.
us.
No, he's in that great concert arena in the sky.
Shout out to his family. I'm sorry for your loss. But we've got Ringo Starr left, and we've got Paul McCartney.
Yeah, and John Lennon's no longer with us either.
No, so
yeah.
a warm welcome to the two of you to come and jam on the top of that building.
But that is extraordinary. You could be anywhere in the world up on that rooftop, and one of the apartments we're auctioning, Phil, does have that rooftop garden. So if you want something extraordinary, architectural masterpiece, and a beautifully renovated apartment, come down.
And if
to
you're
62.
a Beatles fan, I hope I haven't offended you with our, with our callous disregard
callous
for the demise of two of the Beatles.
Oh, I'm a Beatles fan. I love the Beatles.
Oh, of course.
Let's get on to what is happening this weekend, Phil. We've got no less than around 20 auctions. We're going to have a busy Saturday in a range of suburbs. I reckon there's probably about 10 or 12 different suburbs. Let's kick off in Elwood because I've got the auction honours of this apartment, 10:30am in Milton Street. Now, this apartment, Phil, I've been through. It is a beautiful apartment. It's the back of the block, so it's lovely, secluded and private. It's in great nick with a terrific floor plan, and that is in Milton
That's
Street.
a terrible wrap. It's 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, 1 car space, but it's got an eat-in kitchen, an extra large lounge room, a fantastic floor plan.
Double auction action at 10:30, Phil. You can have a little sleep in, but not Leo Samuel because he'll be auctioning in Bertram Street, Elston.
Meeting his brother Aviv there. What a great home that is. Wonderful decked area there as well. That is 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, and 2 lock-up garages, Gary. Not 1, but 2.
We have our second Elwood auction at 11:30, Phil. You're going to roll up for this one in Ruskin Street. Great address.
Can't wait for that because Ruskin Street's one of the best streets in Elwood. There we've got plans and permits for your dream property. That is a wonderful property, Gary, and an incredible location.
I am darting, Phil, from Milton Street to Lewisham Road in Windsor. A lovely apartment with a great floor plan.
Incredible location there with trams on Dandenong Road, trams on High Street, 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, and a car space.
Leo Samuel, very busy with 4 auctions on Saturday. Second one is in his hood in Carnegie in Glena Road.
Yes, meeting Rishi Thacker there, 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, 1 car space, and of course a courtyard garden.
Triple auction action at 12:30 and Leo Samuel is hopping from Glenhuntly Road across to Kangaroo Road.
To meet Christian de Vries there, 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, and a lock-up garage, wraparound courtyard gardens. We love that style of real estate.
Perhaps our most valuable home on Saturday is being auctioned in East Brighton. Phil, you have the auction honours. You're meeting Nikki Janover in Lebrano Street.
Gary, what a fabulous home. This is 5 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms, a double lock-up garage, a swimming pool, an undercover alfresco area. This home looks and feels brand new. Shout out to the owners who did the most incredible job there, and I'm looking forward. Lebrano Street is one of the best locations, one of the best streets of Brighton East.
Terrific apartment in Brighton Road, Phil, with a great floor plan being auctioned on Saturday. Daniel Pearce handling that one.
Gary, 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom, and a secure car space. That is a fabulous property and a great location.
Double auction action at 1:30, Phil. We're going to be in one of your and my favourite streets, Lalbert Crescent, Paran.
Gary, you couldn't get a better location. This is the most fabulous home, 3 bedrooms, 2.5 bathrooms, a double lock-up garage, everything that opens shuts. It's light and it's bright, beautiful. Come and meet Daniel Fisher, Benjamin Rothschild and Joel Sir there.
Jeremy Rosens opens his auction account on Saturday in Pakenham Street, St Kilda for Darren Crongold.
Great building, this one. 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, 1 secure car space and a storage cage. Darren and Reno have been handling that.
It wouldn't be an auction weekend without Simon Rodolnik out there on the hustings, Phil, doing an auction for us, and he's going to be in Dandenong Road, Paran.
Beautiful modern apartment, 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, 1 car space. Joel Sir and Kevin Huang have been handling that property.
And Leo Samuel brings down the curtain on a busy Saturday in Station Street, Oakley, with Christian de Vries.
2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, 1 car space. Great property, incredibly convenient location.
We love Whitehall Court, Phillip. We've got triple auction action, 10:30am on Sunday. Leo Samuel again auctions this one.
Well, Whitehall Court, Gary, this is apartment 18 at number 1 Whitehall Court. You couldn't get a better location, and this building is fabulous. 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, and a car space. Balcony, it's light and it's bright, it's fabulous.
And 18, a lucky number for many, Philip. 1 at 171 Sycamore Street, Caulfield South. Jeremy Rosen's auctions for Daniel Fisher.
Yes, Daniel Fisher, Joel Sir and Reno Palibor have been handling that property. That is a great location, a wonderful street. That's 2 bedrooms, 1.5 bathrooms, off-street car parking for 2 cars.
Phil, I've got the auction honours in Ash Grove for this huge courtyard apartment, and it's a big one.
It is a ripper, Gary. 3 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, 1 car space. Ash Grove is a great location with a tram in Glen Huntly Road on your doorstep.
I'm looking forward to meeting you at 11:30 a.m. for this incredible home being auctioned, this brand new property, Philip, in York Street, Caulfield South.
Yes, Darren, Kevin and Joel have had auction honours here. What an amazing home. It's virtually brand new. It sits on 690 square metres. Now, this is a home that you can move straight into, Gary, not spend a cent. The facade is contemporary. The home inside is luxurious, light-filled and beautiful in every possible way.
Phil, 143 Hawthorne Road, Caulfield North's been the same family for many years. It's been repriced. It's a great opportunity for somebody. It's on a great parcel of land. Tell us a little about it.
Well, Gary, 649 square metres of prime North Caulfield land with a very livable, lettable, lovable home. 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, plenty of off-street car parking, handled by Arlene and Daniel.
And at 12:30, Phil, you can get your backside, Parkside, to Parkside Street, Elsternwick.
Gary, I walked through this property last weekend and I thought, wow, this is technically perfect. It's got the best floor plan. It's 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, a double lock-up garage, not a single. It's in the most incredible location with parklands opposite and cafes on your doorstep. What's not to love?
Leo Samuel has his 6th auction for the weekend. Philip, in 77 Hawthorne Road, terrific address and a great apartment.
He's meeting his brother of Viv and Mark Wynn. Those are superstar operators. 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, and a secure basement car park with everything underneath you. And when I mean that, what I mean by that is you've got a supermarket, you've got Baker Blue, you've got cafes, everything there on your doorstep.
And 2:30 is our final auction time. Daniel Peer meets Simon Rodolnik for auctioning this apartment
And
in
he's
Ingham
there
Road.
with Romy, and that's a
indeed.
2 bedroom, 1 bathroom, 1 secure car space. That's a great apartment.
And that's a big wrap, Phil. That's all this week on GPTV. It's good to be back together.
Good to have you back, Gary. Good to have you back. Good to have you working. Tell me, just out of interest, given how many weeks holiday you take, you know that your statutory entitlement is to 4 weeks.
Yes.
Very happy for you to take your 4 weeks. Your 4 weeks do come with pay.
And
But
loading.
But all
and
of
loading.
the other weeks,
Yeah.
I'm just wondering what the financial arrangement is around that, because I think that you may be having a lend of Mark, our accountant, and me as your business partner.
Well, our accountant and I have a confidential arrangement, Philip, so we've made an agreement together. He's very happy, and I'll be seeing him together on the next holiday, and we'll let you know how that goes.
Clearly.
Phil, that's it. We are already mid-April, late April. It'll be May in a minute, and before you know it, the leaves will be falling off the trees, and we'll be in
The snow will be
winter.
falling on the mountains soon,
Yep.
Gary. As we get through June, then we hit spring, then we're going to be celebrating New Year's Eve as we go into 2025. I don't want to give time away, of course, but it's extraordinary how quickly this year is moving. So get buying, get selling, get set for 2025. My name's Philip Kingston. Have a great week.
I'm Gary Peer. We'll see you next time.